We can all tend to think that we have the perfect position, that what we believe and what we think, that's balance, that's the truth, and that's the way it should be. And people who don't agree with us on one side or the other, they're off balance, but we have the balanced opinion. A number of years ago, I was at a meeting about radio in northwestern Ontario, and everyone who was at the meeting was Baptist except for one man who was from a Pentecostal church and then me from Mennonite church. And so we talked about radio, and then at lunchtime, um, I got in line for lunch with Frank Drown. Frank Drown was at the meeting. He was an older man in his 80s. He had been in South America as a missionary for many years and had done radio down there. He had served with Jim Elliott, Nate Saint, and the other ones of the five missionaries that were killed there a long time ago. Actually, he was part of the recovery team that went in to get their bodies. And if you read the book Through Gates of Splendor, his picture is in there as part of the recovery team that went in to recover the bodies of the five missionaries. So Frank Drown and I are talking as we're getting ready for lunch, and I think he was a little concerned about me because he wanted to know what church group I was from, and I told him I'm Mennonite. And he was saying, well, what kind of a Mennonite are you? He was saying, there are some Mennonites that are so conservative, they think that the gospel is all about following rules, and it's just, they don't even know what it means to be born again. And then there are some Mennonites who are so liberal, they think the gospel is all about social justice, and they don't know what it means to be born again. So what about you? And I said, well, I'm like everybody. I think I'm perfectly balanced, but I certainly know what it means to be born again. And I said, for you, you would refer to our group as the old Mennonites, not because we're old order, but because we came from the old migration there. We were from migration when the Mennonites came to North America in the 1700s, and then there were later migrations in the 1800s, 1900s, but we're from the old migration, so we're referred to as the old Mennonites. And he said, oh, yeah, the Millers and Yoders. Yeah, that's it. That's us. And he said, oh, yeah, good people. They are really good people. He said, we had some of them in South America, and they were, once you got them headed in the right direction, they were really good people. He was saying, they were so stubborn, so bullheaded, they would never give up. We could put them in places where other people gave up, and they would not give up. They were so committed. Yes, well, that's where I come from. And that's kind of how we see ourselves, isn't it? We tend to think that where we are is perfectly in the middle, and that our views are the most balanced, and that we have the right ideas. And I suppose it's good that we do that, but we should remember too that other people who have different positions, they think they're perfectly balanced too.